Hello again. Did you miss me? Hello again. Been a long time since I've sat in front of this camera and talked to you, whoever you are that's out there watching me. I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on where I am, because I'm about to start on another journey, which I'd like to take you with me on, if that's okay. So what's been going on in the past 6 months? Haven't done a lot of filming, haven't been out a lot, but I have focused on other things. I have been doing decluttering, gosh, shock horror, and a bit of tidying. I've got rid of quite a few things out of the house, including a loom which I bought 13 years ago. I had this idea that I was going to weave my own fabric. Yeah, right, that did not happen. And every year for the past 7 years, I've been saying, right, this is the year that I'm going to get weaving. I'm going to attack the red yarn and I'm going to weave. And every year I didn't do it. So this year, at the start of the year, I said, you use it or lose it. And in the newly tidied up top floor, there was this bag with this loom staring at me. Use me, use me, use me. And I decided I didn't want to. So I put it online and I sold it. Somebody came and collected it and it sold pretty quick. As did the other items that were with it. There was a niddy noddy and a warping frame, both brand new, and I just thought, never gonna happen. So that was a big tick off my resolution list. I sold some other things out of the kitchen things which I'm not going to use, because I finally got into the electrics cupboard, which is really difficult to get to thanks to the bad design of the kitchen. And things sold. Even sold a foot spa, which we dropped off to a little old lady up the road, and that was quite sweet that she bought that off me. So lots of stuff gone out the house. You probably can't tell, but I had a haircut. I used to get my hair cut every 3 weeks when I lived in London. I used to have a pretty short bob. Jules used to call it helmet hair or Lego hair, but it did need a lot of maintenance. And I had this fantastic hairdresser in Charing Cross Road. I used to go to her every 3 weeks after work, and she'd just cut it for about 13-14 quid. Anyway, I digress. I had my hair cut just after the heart attack when somebody came round to the house, and then not so long ago somebody put up an offer for, will you be a model for a student at one of the local hairdressers? So I did. In fact, it's really weird. I'm doing this on the 5th of October and I had my hair cut on the 5th of June. The reason why that date is in my head will become apparent later when I reveal something else. So I had my hair cut and it was great. I felt like a bit of a weight was lifted. But I discovered something else. I've always liked to have a fringe because it covers the wrinkles a bit. But I've always had this, my hair's always hung in a funny way. And she said, oh, you've got a cowlick. Oh, nobody had ever called it that before. A mess, yeah, but never a cowlick. Anyhow, I realised that this is why my hair hung slightly different. So now I don't try and fight it. I just embrace my hair for what it's worth. I've had new glasses, NHS glasses. Remember back in the day when NHS glasses were really quite ugly, even though they're now quite fashionable. Well, you don't get those anymore. You get a voucher and you can spend it however you wish to in the opticians of your choice. None of these little clinics that you went to because you're NHS. And And the reason why I have got them on the NHS is another thing. I have finally bitten the bullet and signed on, if that's what you call it these days. It means a trip down to the job centre every couple of weeks to show that I'm actively looking, which I am. I'm just not getting anywhere. I hate signing on. I feel like a bit of a failure, that I haven't been able to secure work. And it's not through want of trying. It's just been hard, and has caused me a large amount of stress and worry, but I've had to do it. I'm not really covering my bills with what I get, but it's better than nothing. I say I'm not working. I am doing some ad hoc work every month, just for a small number of hours, and it's paying minimum wage, so it's not a huge amount that's coming in, which is why I'm having to sign on. But what that is giving me is confidence. What I'm doing is I'm working for a former colleague who I worked with. I started working with 19 years ago. We were working in London, in Drury Lane, on the BT Health programme. We sat opposite each other, and we bonded over the fact that we were both born in the same hospital in Birmingham years previously, and that was a connection. She is somebody who has stayed a friend and who I get on really well with, and we've kept in touch. We've only seen each other a couple of times since, but she's offered me work in the past, but the timing has just not been right. So this time, oops, something's just fallen off. When she offered me the opportunity to do a bit of work for her, I jumped at it, and it's great. It's really good. It's getting me my confidence back. It's enabling me to explore other options with work by providing a service, and looking at how I can market myself to other companies to say, look, does your business need just a few hours work here and there as a virtual business manager, making phone calls, booking time with you, ad hoc admin, and I've put together a little set of packages which I've named after types of yarn, dependent on what people want from me. Had a couple of glitches with it, but it's on the burner for me to do as winter sets in. When I start working again, which I will do, and when I say working again, I mean a job with more hours, I can still do the work for Patricia and hopefully other people, and then have work for those times when I'm not working in the future. So it's giving me a fail-safe, because as I said, I don't like signing on. I feel, as I said, a failure, but now I feel good enough. I feel good enough working. It's given me such a boost, and it's all about empowerment, empowering yourself, and Patricia is a big advocate of empowering women, and that's what she's done with me, and it's what she does with so many people, not just in the UK but also in Grenada as well. But that is work related, and I'm sure I'll go into that in more detail in another film. Another big thing is I've mentioned in the past my fabulous filmmaker friend Jules. His film Shipping Forecast is online. There will be a link below in the description. He's out there finally, and I want so many people to see it. You know, don't watch me, watch him. He's the filmmaker, I'm just the person that rabbits to camera. I don't go out with drones and take wonderful images. I have no technique. I just sit here and look vaguely weird and quirky and odd. I don't know. But he's got the shipping forecast out that is complete with an original music composition by a composer called Tim Hawthorne. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Put it on your screen, play it as loud as you can, and just be absorbed in it. It's fabulous, and I really want more people to see it, and you should. So do that. I've been working on a script with him, doing some edits for him, and hopefully that will go somewhere. It'd be really good if it does. Again, I can't say anything more, but it is a delight of a film. It's a bit of a rom-com, bit slightly political, but brilliant. But I would say that, wouldn't I? Another biggie is I don't live alone anymore. Temporarily, I don't live alone anymore. I've mentioned in previous films that I go to Welsh Pool for knitters out there, ka-ching. And I get my tarot done by a lovely lady called Kat. Back at the end of May, I was doing my manifestation journal with the new moon, as you do. And I wrote that in the future I would like a cat in my life, but I didn't see it as an immediate, it wasn't going to happen immediately. However, the next day, Kat put on Facebook, could anybody take in a cat? And I said, I would love to, but not yet. On the Saturday, I went down to the market and saw her and met the cat's owner. Turns out they'd got a crisis in America that he needed to go and deal with, and Kat was going to have their dog Merlin, and they needed somebody desperately to look after the cat. So I, gave the middle ground and said, okay, why don't I foster her while you're away? That way you don't have to worry about either of the animals. So that's where we're at. On the 4th of June, little Luna, she's known by so many other names now, arrived. My worry was that I live on a main road and I was concerned about her going outside. But I was told, no, she's an indoor cat. You'll barely see her. She lives under the bed. You'll only know she's around because she'll poop and she'll eat food. So as long as you deal with those, that's it. She's a quiet cat. What a load of tosh. She is talkative. She is a fuss monkey. She has given me a name in her head of treat dispenser, and I'm filming this while she is asleep on her tree. It's rare for her to do that because she spends most of the time at my feet, or she'll put her paws on my chair and she'll tap my arm as if, oi. She'll look at me with those big eyes. Remember the cat in Shrek, Puss in Boots, and he looks like this? She looks at me like that. And it's just like, feed me, I am deprived, you're a horrible person, look at me, I'm wasting away. Rubbish, absolute rubbish. She is glorious. She's gone from sleeping under the bed to sleeping at the bottom of the bed to now sleeping at my side. And if my hand isn't out the bed so that she can have fuss, then she'll kind of nudge me to say, oi. So they say that you don't own a cat owns you. Well, hands up, I am owned by this little monkey called Luna. As I said, she has lots of names, sometimes not very nice. I but she's Luna Boona, but Bebop Luna when she wants to bop my face. She's adorable. She likes playing, she likes treats. I've had to stop her from going outside for a while because she was attempting to go over the wall and explore, and I can't risk that. That was my biggest fear with getting her. The big thing with her is my sleep. My sleep has gone from max 4 hours a night to 8 or 9 hours. She calms me, she relaxes me. I wake up in the night, give her a bit of fuss, and then I fall asleep to the sound of her snoring or loud purring. Well, anyway, her little noises, she makes me sleep better, which in turn has helped my anxiety. I think I told you that post heart attack I had a very bad rash, which resulted in 5 nights in hospital last year while they were trying to sort it out. It's cleared up. I occasionally get a flare up now when something happens that overwhelms me, namely around the money and signing on and the job hunting, but it's cleared. I am receiving treatment for it twice a week. Thankfully, it's only across the road from where I live, and that's painful in itself, having this phototherapy on my bum. But she's the little girl who sleeps up there and on my bed is very good. So that's where I'm at. So no work, lack of money, tidier, although I'm sure you're going to say it doesn't look tidier house. I know where things are now. I'm still selling bits of my yarn, but it's all right. It's all okay. And I wanted to give you an update because I'm going to start another journey with you in the next few days, and we'll be going back to regularly filming as I talk about how I feel and what's going on. But I'll tell you more about that next time. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope you're well. Tell me what you've been up to all summer because I would love to know. Take care, and I will see you soon. Oh, a bit of a PS. One thing I did do during the summer, which was pretty damn fabulous, was I went to a festival. I was very, very fortunate to be put on the guest list of Shrewsbury Folk Festival, and it was brilliant. I had 3 days of fantastic music. I got to see one of my favourite bands, who, as a bar steward, Sons of Aldinican. They played twice. I saw the last gig of Oyster Band, who, well, the last UK gig before they went their separate ways to do other things. So that was pretty fantastic, and got a picture with John Jones. Then finally, on the Monday, I saw the Levellers, and not only did I see the Levellers, I got my pictures taken with them, and this was so exciting, I got my book signed. I've had this book for 2 or 3 years. Really hard to get hold of this book, but they found a box in their studio down in Brighton and put them up for sale, and I managed to get hold of one. So I took that and I got it signed. Look at this, isn't it really exciting? Yes, I got that done. So I had a brilliant weekend at the festival, and it was great to be barefoot in a field listening to music and feeling free, feeling like me again. And So another reason why I need to find a job. Next year I want more festivals in my life. Got to have more festivals. Need more of that. Get Tina beat back. Anyway, I digress. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye. If you like what I'm doing, then it would be great if you could like, comment, subscribe, and share with anyone you think may find this interesting. Also, if you ring the bell, you'll get notifications when I upload my next video.